of music.
Yes. This is all demolished after 25 يناير. This is demolished.
In 2010, I was doing some work for an architect, Michael Mallinson. He was based in London. I was making glass blocks at the time with dichroic film. Michael told me he was building a museum, a children's museum in Cairo in Egypt. He asked me if I could make some spheres for the sculpture on the entrance to the museum. And it was going to be a 60-foot high sculpture. He wanted sort of 2-metre spheres with dichroic backing, so they changed colour as you walked around them. The original model that Michael showed me was made of coloured plastic straws and ping pong balls. I wasn't all that convinced at the time, but seeing the whole thing in position, it looked amazing. I flew out to Egypt with Michael and another guy, lighting designer, to go and check out the site. We got a tour of the museum site, and also we had a look at the sculpture that was being built. Metal structure, 20-metre diameter rings that were going to be suspended, and we were going to put planets on them. So we met the general. We talked about the job, which was the spheres. The general liked the design, showed him some samples. All he said was that could we make sure it didn't look like an English medieval weapon, a mace. So he didn't want some very big spiky balls, he wanted something a bit more subtle. We started tiling the spheres in November 2010. Eventually they were done. I built all the metal fixings and everything. I got them put on a shipping container along with lots of other exhibits that were heading to the Children's Museum. We installed one in front of the main steps of the museum. The 6 spheres went onto the pyramid structure, which was by now finished and painted. Because the military was doing the whole building, it was easy to just say to the general, can you bring me an 80-foot crane for tomorrow morning? And just like that, they'd bring whatever you wanted. We arrived at the museum and immediately had a big meeting with the general and some of his staff. The general said to me, John, do you think you could make this sphere rotate for me? And I said, yeah, absolutely no problem at all. He said, I've got another question. I've seen the earthquake room in the Natural History Museum in London. He said, John, can you make me an earthquake machine for the museum? I said, yeah, of course I can. So we spent about a month in Cairo, travelling to work every day to build the earthquake machine. The machine was finished. The general said, I would like to control how strong the earthquake is. And I said, that's fine, but the children might be a little bit scared, or they might fall over. We programmed the computer. Eventually we got some local people to bring their kids. We put them on the earthquake machine turned it on. Children looked a bit scared. The adults really enjoyed it. Love to go back one day and see the museum again. Really enjoyed working with the people there. I never thought I'd be making dichroic mirror balls for a museum in Cairo. I never expected to be making an earthquake machine for the Egyptian military.